Well, hello everyone. Looks like we are back for another week. Hey Ben. Hey Connor Deckers. Yep, we are back for another week, and I just realized that you can still see the lovely background that is my, let's call it an office, when it's, and pretend it's not actually the kind of like nappy change table and things like that, because it used to be my youngest's room. So let's turn this on. Actually, no, that was find the right virtual background. We're not going to do black background replacement. We'll do background removal. There we go. And we'll hide away the shame that is the room that sits behind me of yeah, all the clutter that we have. But thanks for coming to hang out today. Today is actually going to probably be the last one that I am doing on this particular application that we've been building. Mostly because there's only a couple of things left that I really wanted to implement, but also I'm going to be on leave next week, so I'm definitely not taking my computer and streaming setup with me. And then when we come back, it's everyone's going to be starting to wrap down end of year, and we've got Christmas celebrations to prepare on with and that sort of stuff. So we're gonna kind of, yeah, like I said, wrap up here and see where we get to. But I've got like I said, only a couple more things to add to at least what I think we need for the video calling app to wrap it up. Primarily, actually being able to disconnect from a call, because currently there's no way to leave a call without just closing the browser, which I suppose works, but it might be the best way. And same with muting and unmuting yourself as a participant. Want to try and get that implemented. And then we'll just see, we'll see how disastrously it is trying to do those few things before we tackle even more on top of that. But without further ado, we'll switch over. But how's everyone that's joining in today? How's your afternoons been going, or your Wednesday tracking through? Enjoying I know, Ben, you're down in Melbourne, enjoying the freedom that you're actually being able to experience now. Head out around and all that sort of stuff. Yes, yes, you can come up and visit me here in Sydney. How exciting! Yeah, we can do that. We can actually go and have beer. Nice, heading to the pub this afternoon. That's the way, Ben. And where are you? Where are you, Connor? That it's too hot, because it's definitely not Sydney. Sydney is not particularly warm today. Oh, Tassie. Ah, well, welcome from Tassie. And I didn't realize that it actually ever got warm down there. Cheap jab. That's a cheap jab, isn't it? All right. Oh, awesome. My camera has repositioned itself, so let's fix that up. Where's my camera? Here we go. Pop the camera back down. I wonder why it moved. That's weird. There we go. Oh, you're originally from Brisbane, but everything is permanently hot. Hi, Just Judo. Welcome to the stream. Well, let me just lock camera position before I forget that I need to do that again. And look, there we go. We have me appearing in a video aspect on the screen as well. And and thanks for the follow as well, Just Judo. And Andrew, a long time no see. It's been about 12 hours since we were on at alt.net together. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, we'll kick on. I've got another camera setup to try and, well, make my life as hard as humanly possible and run multiple cameras, but also so that we can work out who's who when we're on the actual call together. Like, you know, we'll be able to see all the different camera positions of myself. Actually, I might start the virtual camera as well in OBS so we can have inception views. All right, and I'm going to connect up a couple of different cameras. Actually, for this one will use the live cam, which is that one up there. And we'll set that to a null mic. And then let's create another connection. So I'm gonna run 3 connections on this one, just because the call will disconnect if we don't have enough connect. If there's only one active connection, it will treat it as a disconnect. And while we're trying to constantly like disconnect and reconnect and restart calls while we change the code, we want it to stay active so we don't have to keep creating entirely new calls. So there we go. There is so I've got XSplit running. So XSplit is a virtual camera application. If anyone hasn't played with it, it does things like background removal, but they recently released a feature where you can connect your mobile phone. So you install like a companion app on your phone. So I've got my Pixel 3 sitting on top of my desktop over there, which is then sending the camera feed over Wi-Fi, which is then being picked up by XSplit, which I could then do background removal. I can't do background removal, and I may have just killed the application. So that's going to be problematic. Yes, cool, because the camera is disconnected, but we can turn off that camera. Look at that. Camera is removed from the stream. The person is disconnected. We'll bring it back. There we go. But unfortunately, it didn't fix the camera. All right, well, let's try this. We'll just pretend it goes to a different camera and see if that recovers XSplit. Maybe... Oh, no. There we go. We'll do that. Go back to the Pixel. I have been finding it's a little bit flaky as well. The camera support on like the companion app for XSplit, sometimes it just doesn't want to pick up. No, it's definitely there. Let's exit and restart XSplit. There we go, and we'll see if we can get it to pick up my Pixel. Old. Wait, no, it's over there. That's the camera there. And then I've got cameras here. Oh, I've got cameras everywhere. So, Pixel 3. And we won't try and do background removal because that is what has killed it. No. Restart the app. Refresh, come on. Well, you want to be able to see as many versions of me as possible, right? Come up to Logitech Capture. So this gives me a whole lot more respect for people that are building things like Teams or Skype or Zoom and stuff like that. Like to be able to like constantly deving on something that requires, hey, there we go, multiple cameras and like multiple participants and things like that. It's got to be tricky. Okay, there we go. Let's not play with that one and try and break that camera again. We will get one last view and pop this one here. Is this like, so on my secondary monitor over here, I'm going to have the 2 people that will always just live inside of this call. This can be called OBS, and that one will be the OBS virtual camera, and then also a null audio there. Awesome. So that user should join in just a moment. There we go. That's OBS. And it's not going to be slightly annoying with the screenception that's happening on there, but yeah. So we will, but at least now if I reload this main screen, which is the one that we're seeing here, it won't disconnect the call. So we'll just have this this call running the entire time, and we'll be able to see like who's there and what they're doing and stuff like that. Now, I did actually start building the enable disable microphone feature. It's going to be really difficult to test because to have the microphones, because it's all done on the one machine, like you create these feedback loops, and I think it was about 2 or 3 streams ago, we heard that where you could hear me and then it was bounce through me, and because the microphone would be playing it on one on my desktop, which would then be picking up. So the speaker would play it on the desktop, picked up by the microphone, which is then sent back to the speaker, which is then picked up, and yeah, just it reverbs. So that was quite terrible. So they're all actually going to non-existent audio endpoints, which is unfortunate. But what I want to be able to do is more see whether or not a remote participant has a connected microphone or not. So that's what we should be getting as a bit of insight coming when we toggle on this option up here. So Andrew just popped in the chat about so get user media. So get user media is the thing that underpins what we're doing here. So get user media is how you get access to the cameras and the microphones of a web in a web browser, and it looks like the iOS web view, which so if you're doing iPad or iPhone applications, the web view is actually how a web application is hosted, including in a progressive web app or a PWA, and that now has support for so the web view now has support for get user media, which means that theoretically this application will work on an iOS device. I do not have an iOS device to test with, but that doesn't mean that you couldn't clone the code yourself and have a go with that. But let's carry on and dismiss my notifications that are popping up from Outlook. Okay, so like I said, I've added this toggle switch up the top, and if we toggle that off, it should mute the microphone of this one, which then in turn will it should inform the rest of them that the audio is muted. I should also be able to do that on supplementary browsers. So if I'm on the XSplit one, I should be able to do toggle mute, and unfortunately the button doesn't seem to do anything, which is problematic. Click. Okay, well, let's do the breakpoint and see, is that actually working? The short answer is no. No, that is not working. I think I know why that is. Let's jump over here and have a look at the code. I'm just going to pop the font size up as well, because I forgot to do that before streaming. There we are. Okay, so the way that that you toggle the microphone state in communication services is we have our call object. So the call is the thing that we get back. That's the established connection that everyone is joining into. So we use our call agent, the thing that manages all potential calls that you could be making. That will, when we join a call, that gives us an instance of that call, and on that call we have our local video stream. So that is my camera and the one that I'm broadcasting out to everyone, and that's what I can use to do toggling my camera on and off, so I can stop the video on there. But then I also have on the call, we have a property is microphone muted, and then we can either mute or unmute on that. And I think the problem is going to be is that I was binding the checked state of the this toggle switch to whether or not the call is muted or not, which is going to be fine for the initial run, but because the toggling of the mute and unmute is never actually React isn't observing that change because there's nothing on this component that tells it to re-render. It's got no observed state changed. It means that the check button doesn't actually do anything. So I think we are going to need to introduce some state. So we'll do const, we'll do mic muted and set mic muted, and that will be use state call. So call might initially be null. So if there is a call, we'll do call.isMicMuted, or we'll say true. So if there isn't a call, we'll just pretend that the microphone is muted anyway. And then we're going to set checked with the not of mic muted. So the checkbox is indicating that you're, actually no, if we change this to say mute microphone muted, and then we do mic mute, and then if the microphone is muted, we're going to unmute the microphone, and we'll set the mic muted state to false, and then otherwise we'll set that to true. We'll see if that worked. So we'll reload this one and we'll call this live cam, just so I remember which camera is where. So it's live cam. Said null audio device there. Join the call. So is the microphone muted? No. And then if I hit toggle, okay, so that is toggling correctly. So we can make the assumption that it's doing something, because toggling does actually work, but we're not actually getting. There's currently no way that we can tell whether or not they're muted. So I'm just going to reload and reconnect the XSplit machine over here. And that one. Give this a moment, just waiting for the camera to come back. I'm sure it will eventually reconnect that camera. Otherwise, we'll just end up with a black screen there. I should use the OBS one. We'll leave it. Okay, so if I toggle microphone muted state, maybe I didn't put anything. So what that should do is it should send a message over to the remote, on the remote participant. So inside of our active call context, we have our remote participants here. And on that participant, we get a video stream up there, which we're subscribed to. We're subscribed to is speaking changed, is display name changed, and we probably should have participant on. Is mute changed, and then we'll just do console.log of the mute state, and then participant dot is muted. So we'll just indicate whether or not they're muted. And actually, I'm going to just pop in here console log speaking changed. And participant is speaking. Rightio then. Now I am going to need to reload this browser to get those changes and rejoin our call. Main. This camera. This microphone. Join our call. Okay, now if we grab one of our others over here, toggle off. Hey, there we go. Mute state is true. So that was the XSplit one there. I've told it that to mute the microphone, and let's see if I can get the camera back. Now, what was the process? It was we're gonna exit the camera app. We will then change this to use a different capture. There we go. Okay, so that's now running Pixel. Or did I need to? No, I needed to terminate XSplit as well. Exit XSplit. Split. So much state to manage. Like I keep saying, it's like, huge props to people that are building these like much more robust versions of these sorts of applications than we've been building on stream. Not that ours is particularly buggy, but it's somewhat buggy. Okay, and there you go, little camera. You're up there. Let's just get let's get the OBS one onto the same current build. That is the OBS camera. Muted. Well, sorry, not muted, but a no op. All right. Great. Now, I've also let's actually change this to participant is muted and the participant display name. So we just can see who it was. as we toggle things off. We're going to pop that onto that line as well, so we can see who is currently speaking, and then it's only this one that I need to reload. Main to cameras everywhere. Okay. User messages. So the microphone is not muted. OBS has muted their microphone. OBS has unmuted their microphone. Excellent. So we should be able to display that state information somewhere. Funny that the XSplit camera hasn't come through here. Let's just toggle the camera state. See if we can force that to come through. There we go. Okay. I think that has just had an error because the camera state didn't initially come through. It should be. I did fix the bug where it was displaying double. The reason it was displaying double was that. Actually, that's a good one. Last stream we had this problem where it would show double when you were toggling you toggle off the camera and then you toggle the camera back on, and then every time you did that it would add more and more cameras. And I'm pretty sure I fixed that. So let's just toggle off. Yeah, and then if I do the OBS one, we'll see that we toggle it off, and then it should come back in a second. Because I've got an order of execution freak out happening. No, there's some freakouts happening. There we go. That should come back through now. Oh, and of course it comes through as double. Okay, maybe I didn't fix that bug. I thought I did. Okay. No, we're gonna come back to that bug. Skip over it. We'll come back to it. One bug at a time. Let's deal with one bug at a time. Let's see. Is it telling me who is currently speaking? Info. Is it telling me? No. It doesn't. Oh no, that's because it's actually not picking up the microphone from anyone, so it won't tell me who is speaking. Yeah. Oh, and now all of my external cameras are not working. Fantastic. I said one thing at a time. Okay, now the thought I had is that when you toggle into a mute state, so it's obviously coming through here and going to the active call context, and it is going, yep, the participant is muted. So we're updating that kind of stuff. Now what we need to do is we need to be telling something about the application that, well, maybe visually indicate that that user is muted. So we need that participant mute state to go somewhere. Similar to the way that we're doing the video stream updating here, and toggling the camera. Now that's actually happening inside of video display here. So inside of the video display, we are monitoring the availability changed event. So is this is a stream available or not? So this is the video stream itself that's come in. Actually, no, it's not going to be in video display that we'll want to do it. It will be on the call. Because what I'm thinking is that we're displaying out the person's name here, right? So I'm kind of thinking that maybe what we should do is, if they are muted, that we then show like a mute icon next to their name. That's kind of a fairly common-ish pattern. So we're just kind of make their name mute, or include mute in there. So to do that, we're going to need to come up to these video streams, which we get video streams by joining the local video streams, which we get, and the remote participant streams. But they're not changing as a result of this state change, because that event is happening outside of what we're aware of. So we kind of need a... We sort of need to be observing something else that we can notify to the React state. Hey, there's a change here. Update the participant's name with the with their mute state. But well, we can first start with going like this, and then dollars bracket. Oops. Dollars, and then there we go. And then we'll do another one of participant dot is muted. So if the participant is muted, then we will show a mute icon, or we will show nothing. I wonder if there's an emoji we can use. Mic. No, it's just an active microphone. I kind of want to like put an X through it. That means that their name... might need to make this into a component instead, because in the Fluent UI, which is what we're using, there is a mute emoji. Is there? Mute. Oh, good call. I mean, it's technically that's speaker mute, not microphone mute, but it'll do for all intent and purpose. And yes, so there we go. It's enough. It's enough to start with. Okay, so let's reload this browser. Live cam. That microphone, and where's our live cam? Whoops. Join that. Okay. And are any of them muted? No. Oh, wait, is the OBS one actually muted? Seems so. XSplit is muted false, muted true, clear. So XSplit is muted, so that should be there. So when let's reload. Because that should be that when we join. So the mute state of XSplit is muted, but it didn't pick that up. Call.tsx. Participant is muted. I wonder what the initial state was for that. And it's not gonna, it doesn't want to set me a breakpoint. Of course it doesn't. Debugger. This is the easy way. I'm finding the dev tools in Edge Canary at the moment are just they don't seem to want to put breakpoints when I want it to put breakpoints. But I haven't had the time to sit down and see if I could do like a repo on it and work out, is there specific scenarios that I'm hitting that's happening for. Okay, so OBS is not muted, which is correct because they shouldn't be muted. And then this is OBS again, still not muted. OBS again. Okay, XSplit is not muted. Interesting. XSplit is now muted. But what is this stream? This is the video stream. Is available. It's true. I was like, let's just put the breakpoint there. No, we can't put the breakpoint there because it doesn't work. Okay. So let's have a look at the video streams. We have a XSplit. Yeah, there we go. XSplit video stream. Should come up with a mute icon next to it. Oops. And then, of course, it vanishes. Because it thinks that it's disconnected. Fun. They're definitely still there. I can still see them. We'll find out again. Live cam. No. Where is my Microsoft Live Cam? And then join the call. Forgot to remove the debugger keyword. Well, that's somewhat annoying. Let's have a look at our components hierarchy here. We can do that. Okay, so the remote video display for XSplit did receive just that. That is weirdly annoying. Where is the call? So, oh, because we got a camera now. Let's have a look at the call components. It has the state 2. Remember what that is. Okay, the remote participant streams, remote participants. We have 2 of them here. And it's saying that XSplit is muted. But why is it not showing me XSplit as muted? Let's delete that debugger keyword and we will console log video streams. Actually, map s.name. Let's just have a look at the name of all the streams that when they are connected. Join the call. Okay, mate, there we go. It's definitely only ever getting XSplit with. It just doesn't think XSplit is ever muted. Okay. Log. Name is participant display name and muted is participant muted. Because that stream is clearly muted. When, like, if we look at the remote participant. Oops. This one. And that. Okay. No. It. Oh, interesting. I've just noticed here. Let's pop console up big. So what I've noticed here is, so this is, this chunk here is when we first render out the page. So we've only got our local video feed. So that's the one that's initially there. We then receive video streams. So we receive a remote video stream, which is OBS. They join in and they provide two video streams, one which is the camera and one which is video screen sharing. The screen sharing one will be listed as available false because we don't have screen sharing enabled. So that one is then added to our list of video streams to display, which is why we end up with OBS and LiveCam, which is the first 2 that appear there. We notice that that is listed as muted false. Fine, that's the way that we expected. And then we have a second render. There's obviously something else that's triggered off an event on that page. We then get another set of stream updates, which is where we bring in XSplit, which is the video, which initially isn't available. So we initially add the streams, both in an unavailable status. We then add XSplit. The streams are then updated. So the video stream is now available. So that's our camera feed. It then it's then iterating back over, and we've now found OBS was already there, so we just we pop that out. We then find XSplit, which has just been added to the stream, and it's muted false. So that means that the participant, when they've been when they're first provided to the connected client, it doesn't know the state of their or the microphone state does not represent the actual microphone state of that user. We then have a subsequent event that is fired, which results in this message out here, which tells us that XSplit is actually muted. So that's a really interesting thing to note about the way that the data is coming through with the ACS API, is that I'm not sure if it's because the clients originally connect with microphones unmuted, because just limitations of the way I've built the application. You can only connect with an unmuted microphone, so you'll always be you'll always initially have an active microphone, but then if you change it after the fact, the first time you are provided that remote participant, you are not provided with their current microphone state. You're provided with either the microphone state that's originally there or the default microphone state, which might be that they're unmuted. What that means is that we're going to need to do event handling a lot earlier than I was hoping we would. So I was just kind of hoping, like, if they're disconnected, then you immediately get them as if they're muted, then you're provided with them muted, but that's not the case. What we need to do then is we need to monitor every participant and then toggle that information somehow. But I'm trying to think of how are we actually going to do it? Because we have our context here in React, which is managing our participants. So when the participant state changes, so the participant connects to the call, then we add them as a remote participant to the current list of remote participants. What I think we might want to do is, we could try and remove and re-add them. We could even try and remove and re-add them at the same point. Theoretically, that won't force. Will it force an update? Maybe. Let's try this. So we're going to grab this chunk of code here, which is so this is the state hook for remote participants to modify the list of them. This is then obviously finding the index of the current participant, so the one that the event has been triggered for. We will then go through the list of remote participants, and this is just removing that participant. So because this is for a disconnected scenario. So when they disconnect, we'll remove them so that they drop out of the call and drop out of the visible participant list. But what I actually want to do is I want to replace in the array at that index with the same object, which, well, actually, no, I kind of want to create a new array that contains everything either side of that participant and then that participant back into its original position. Well, thanks for hanging out, Andrew. I hopefully, yeah, you can catch up on the recording. And if you've got any other questions, feel free to drop me a line. If you want to learn more, if there's something that I didn't explain well enough or didn't dive into. But enjoy your afternoon. Enjoy some time with the kids. Right. So how are we going to find that participant in there? Well, let's go var array. It's going to be just do a simple array with 5 values in it. Now array dot index of 3 will return me 2. So if we do array dot slice 0, 2, yeah, so that will give me that. Yeah, so if we go dot to dot, so spread operator 3, and then dot 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 array dot slice 2 plus 1, just to pretend that's a variable. And then that should give me the rest of the array. And then does that equal array, the original array? It does not, because it's a new array that's been created. So fingers crossed this will work, and React is not React is doing more memory checks than it is doing deep equality, which I think it actually is doing. So we will return an array where we do spread on that. Then we will do we'll do the participant, and then we will do a spread on remote participant dot slice, and then index plus 1. That is workable code, but I'm not going to say it's the best code. So let's connect it. Lifecam, and then reconnect. All right, so yes, it worked. It actually did what I wanted. I mean, it's not. It works. Actually, it's probably not a bad approach with React, because you're basically forcing state to be recreated by recreating that array, and that array is now a completely different array of objects to what you originally had, even though that they're actually the same objects. Because the way that it works in ACS is that when the event fires, it mutates the current object. It doesn't create a new one. So that's why the property will change. And if you were just logging out that object to the console, that object will always be the same, just with different property changes. So it points to the same original memory pointer for that object definition. But with the React hook, it's looking at the holistic object that you've provided as the initial. So we're providing it with an array. Now the array itself has changed. We've created an entirely new array because we've used this spread operator to basically decompose either side of where the participant was in that array, and then just reinsert it back in. This then obviously forces an update, which actually is kind of cool, because we can then reuse this chunk of code in a bunch of locations. So if the display name has changed, we'll do that, and then that's going to force an update so that we can do display name change. We can then do it here on the speaking change, which will then force that participant. So like if we've got if we're doing something that tracks who the active speaker is, maybe like you're putting a glow around their name to indicate that they're the one that's currently speaking, or that they are speaking. We can do all that sort of stuff. The video streams updated is a little bit different, because here we're dealing with the streams that are being added and removed. So you kind of, we need to breakpoint on that one. Well, actually, we need to do something that supports video stream update. No, we do that. Actually, let's also log out participant at that point. Good question, man. Like array concat. I can't remember if array concat mutates the current array or if it creates a new array, because a bunch of the array methods are actually mutation methods rather than so arrays are mutable, which is a little bit annoying in some scenarios, because things like if you use splice, it actually modifies the length of that array. So let's take array dot splice 0 3 0 2. Oh no, it's because array is it's been removed. So now if we have a look at array, so array dot splice actually like removes that from the array and returns it, and then you end up with kind of what's left over. Now array dot concat, and then we'll do 6 7 8. So okay, so array.concat would probably work because it is returning you a new array. I couldn't remember whether that one is if it was a mutation method. But yeah, I would actually find it probably a little bit more fiddly, because you kind of still need to do a spread operator for it, because so we do array.concat. So we would have our participant, which is 3. And then we've got the leftovers of the array. So actually, let's just reset array. So array dot slice 0, 2. So that's going to take that subset out, and then we'll do concat 3. So we're going to put 3 back in, and then if you did concat array dot slice, 2 plus 1 to the end. It is. I thought it wasn't smart enough to, like, if you passed an array to concat to decompose that array. So yeah, like it would. Yeah, I thought if you provided an array to array concat, it didn't decompose that into the array. It just added, like, it concated that object, because you can have multi-dimensional arrays. 1 2 3 dot concat 5. So that does that, yeah. So like, how would you concat, like, if you were, yeah. So you have to then nest it. Interesting. So it does do rest and spread. Yeah. So like concat would work just as well as what I'm doing here. Yeah. Like, I just like the spread operator. It looks cooler. Slightly less characters to type out. Yeah, I agree. I think the spread operator becomes more readable, particularly when you're running something like Prettier on it, where it's going to the structure that it's going to collapse it into. Like this same code, like if we were to do return remote participants dot slice 0 index dot concat remote participants participant dot concat remote participants dot slice index plus 1. Yeah, I prefer the way that I prefer the readability of the spread operator to that. I don't think you could do this. I think that would be a problem. So where was it that we were doing? No, where was our big? Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, so I don't think you could go like this, comma. Oh no, you could. Oh yeah, so yeah, you could do that. Which, yeah. Okay. Pick your poison. Yeah, good to explore this kind of stuff as well. Because yeah, it kind of helps you sort of get a grasp over why different bits of syntax could be useful. Yeah, for me personally, spread is more readable anyway than a series of concats. Yeah. But if we're going to be compiling, if we're compiling for older browsers, which we're not really doing because we're supporting WebRTC, which old browser support isn't great anyway, and I don't think ACS supports anything other than just current evergreens. Like the spread operator actually does probably go down to using slice and cats and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. Welcome to the stream, WinUXGM. So you asked the question, is 25 too old to start learning web dev? Definitely not. So I didn't professionally get into web development until I was in my early 20s. I went to uni and studied it, but I actually studied mostly things like operating systems and I came out of university being able to create file systems and Unix shells, write things like C++, which were not particularly useful when I ended up getting a job as a web developer. So it was very much a learn on the fly. But there's so many resources out there to get someone started. I recommend Bootcamp. It's a really good way to get started. I'm not sure where you're based, but you'll probably find plenty of boot camps around like development boot camps. In Australia, we've got folks like General Assembly and Coder Academy and stuff like that do like kind of short course, focus on very industry relevant sorts of skill up areas. So yeah. No, like 20, as Ben says, 25 is not particularly old to start any kind of career. I'm in my 30s and trying to start learning how to brew beer. That could be it. That's totally a career choice that would be viable. I think Ben would agree to that. Oh, actually. I just thought of it. Now that we're displaying whether or not someone is muted, I should be able to toggle state. Oh, look at that! And they're muted. Mute state off, mute state on, mute state off, mute state on. How amazing is that? Yay! It's toggling. I need to clean up the stuff that we're dumping out to the console. Yeah, I've only brewed one batch. Ben, I have a second one that I haven't got around to brewing yet because I didn't have like heating kits and things like that. I only had, I just had a carboy and I was doing everything inside of that. And I did that through winter and it didn't work particularly well, mostly because I didn't do temperature controlling of the fermentation phase particularly well. But I have a stout kit ready to go at some point. But we're in the process of packing up our house to move out, and once I've done that, then I can probably consider it more earnestly. I was kind of temperature controlling it, like I had it wrapped, but I didn't have it on like a heat pad or like anything like that. I had it on, I had it blanket wrapped, and then I had it sitting near the heater. But the problem was that because I was doing it in the dead of winter and our house has terrible insulation, that it was actually just dropping temperature overnight too much. So I was getting probably too many temperature fluctuations. I did get like, I think 2 or 3 viable bottles out of the batch, but I didn't do a great fill job of the bottles when I filled them. So the majority of them overcarbonated and became little rockets. So yeah, I'd pop the top off them and end up with, well, a sink full of head and not a whole lot of stuff out of the end of that. They also had like a stack of sediment. Like something like a good, I think the long necks I filled up had about 2 centimeters worth of sediment sitting in the bottom of them. Yeah, it was not ideal, and yeah, they got a little bit chewy. If you ended up, I think one of the ones that worked did have a fair bit of sediment in it, and it was a little bit chewy when we got to the bottom. We will have to do like a brew day over Teams or Skype or Zoom or WebEx or over this marvelous video calling app. Yeah. It's something that I want to get into. My wife started working for a brewery, doing the sales and marketing and distribution logistics for a brewery. So she's very much on the learning the sales end and like that kind of stuff of it. I'm much more of the consumption end of beer brewing. Let's get rid of all these console log statements, and maybe we'll actually commit where we're up to, because we now have a working mute unmute. Okay. Mute, commit. Adding ability to mute. Ooh, what I don't think we've got supported, I don't think it will show whether or not I am muted, other than that indicator up the top. No, it doesn't show it on... I probably want it on my name that I'm muted. I wonder what's going to be the easiest way to do that, because... well... it's on the call controls, which are on this screen, yeah. Maybe if I push the call control state up into this component rather than have it in here, because then I can manage it on the call itself. Yeah, because then these controls can actually be a whole lot dumber. That might be a better idea. Yeah, let's grab this is mic muted. We'll put it back up onto call, which already has what I need. Is mic muted. And then the call controls is going to take some props, which is mic muted and set mic muted. And then we will delete those. We will create a type, which is call controls props. Mic muted is a boolean, and set mic muted, which is a takes a state column boolean and returns a void. Yep, and then this was it. Call control props extends. Is that how we trick it? Yes, that's how we trick it. And then no. We go call control props. That's where we put it. Derp, 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 derp. And then this logic is going to come into, yeah. No, I don't. So I don't do checked. So I don't actually use that. So it's just going to be this code, which will come into here. Mic muted, which will be mic muted, and then set mic muted, which will be state. Actually no, it doesn't need anything. It's going to actually be a void function, because, and that will be an async, which means that that will need to be a, so that's going to take a void, and that will return a promise void. And this one, don't care about any of those arguments, and this will just take the set mic muted. Yeah. Because then on the call for my participant's name, it will be participant name, and then we will grab this chunk of code And not participant. This will be mic muted. And name will be assigned to that. Now, if we find the right, which it's one of these. Go away in video broadcast. And live cam. Join the call. Microphone is not muted. Fun. That's a lot of OBSs. We'll work out what I broke in a minute. That's not really ideal either. Okay, so that change didn't work the way that I was hoping it would work. Whoa, it is just really freaking out. I wonder why that happens. I don't have a filter on stream is available. That's the first thing. Dot filter stream dot is available. Oh no, that's right, because we don't have availability on streams that are for local video streams. That's only remote participant streams, because the local streams are always available because they're in your browser. Did I seriously just break that by... Whoa, no, I'm getting like a stack of warnings. It's just, this is all key warnings. That does not make sense. How many local video streams do I have? Components on the call has the active call context has local video streams. It only has one. So why am I getting that many added? Is it because something errored? It's not an overly dumb question that you got there, Ben. Like, what can you do with the video stream? How can you manipulate it and things like that? The short answer is yes, you can. In fact, I have a little snippet of code that I wrote for doing that. Okay. Yeah. Something's broken now. I'll come back to your question in a minute. Stash. Let's just stash those changes. Not that I think that moving the state should have really broken it to that level. But, well, I've had weirder things happen. No. I've done something else to have broken things. Awesome. Okay, so to your question, can you manipulate the video stream? The short answer is yes. So the stream is here. It's on a video player. It's on a video element in the DOM, and we can do stuff with that element. Let's clear that out. I was doing some stuff with this. I think I may have made a gist out of it. No, maybe I didn't. Okay, so let's just come back and we'll select that element again. Okay, so we're on our video element. So $0 is our video element. And if we go source, no, capture stream. Oh, I was playing with this a few weeks ago, and there's a way that you can get access to the video stream that's attached to that element. And you can manipulate with it. Video tracks. There we go. Okay, so video tracks. So this is this is the video that's coming in. You can see it's coming from our live cam there. Then from that, there was something else that we could do. Oh, how did I do this? Actually, yeah, we can do things like pause. So I can, theoretically, you can pause the streams and stuff like that, but maybe not because it's the camera feed. But I have to go back and dig through my notes because so basically what I was doing is there is a way that you can capture the get access to the video stream itself as it's coming in. Was it maybe the source object? Yes. Get tracks. And then you could clone it off. You could clone it off and then put it into your own custom element and stuff like that. The thought that the reason I was playing around with that was how could you do an overlay on that video element, or how could you kind of screenshot and or do like local recording in the browser and things like that, and you can get access to the video stream out of the video element, and then there's some events that you can fire kind of as it seeks, which is it's just going to continuously seek add frame, and you can capture those frames and then push them wherever you want. You push them into a canvas or things like that. So if you think about it from a Twitch standpoint, right? You can I've seen people who've got custom actions that will then take screenshots of the Twitch stream while it's running, and that so you can do that kind of locally and capture that video stream and that video frame as it's happening. Now, specifically with communication services, I haven't found a way that a friendly way that it gives us access to the raw video stream. If you wanted to do some manipulation about that, where I was trying to where I think would be interesting to look at and see how you can do things with the video stream is your background removal, like you have in Teams and Zoom, etc. You don't really want to be processing that on the client device because that is potentially expensive to do. You sort of want to you want to offload that to the server. Now, does it matter if you're seeing the video stream with the background in it or not? Maybe not. But yeah, if you could push that to the server, or if you wanted to do video filters, the more stuff that you can push server side and actually have that process there, it'd be ideal. Same with recording. You don't I could be recording this by just capturing all those video streams, kind of each frame, and then just stitching them back together and making it into a video. But that's not ideal. It's suboptimal. You want to do that on the server. So what would be better if there was a way that you could actually intercept the the whole set of streams that are going back and forth between the client and the server, and manipulate those and interact with those and do stuff in that regards. But yeah, I haven't found anything directly available with Insider Communication Services SDK that gives you that functionality. My guess is that just hasn't been sort of, it's not tackled yet. It's still a preview service. Yeah, but so yeah, like doing a checkerboard song. Do you mean more than we've kind of got here, or like actually like intermixing them? Because at the moment, all I'm doing is just like rendering out DOM elements, and these are just video tags that happen to sit inside of all these separate divs. Now, when the video stream is provided to you from ACS, it gives us this div element here that I've got selected on screen. It gives us that div, and inside of that div is the video control. Now, there's no reason why you can't sit those divs side by side. The way that I've structured them to do this layout, you can put them side by side. So like actually split the video itself up and slice it up into smaller chunks. I mean, the short answer is you can, like, because you can access to that video stream. Actually, the ambient get user media. So you can, get user media is this is the thing that gives you access to the audio and video, and then like where constraints. Now, where's their demo explanation? Yeah, okay. So this gives us back the media stream. So like if you were doing this without communication services, like you're kind of building it like a lot more raw yourself, like and going raw WebRTC. Get user media will give you back access to the cameras. So then you would request the media stream from that camera and microphone, so the audio and video devices. You then you create the video element. You then assign the source object to the media stream. That was what I was looking for. Let's come back to here. Then we go $0.source object. Yeah, so there's our media stream. So this is the one that's actively being done. Now, what can you do with that? I'm not entirely sure. I haven't delved deep enough into it, but there is this add tracks. I wonder if you could like add layers to it, and then that's going to media stream track. So like, could you add multiple videos over the top? Or like if you had like an MP4 that you're playing in the browser, could you layer those? Or if you had like other audio streams, could you layer them on top? Yeah, so but from the media stream, so once we've got access to our media stream, clone if you want to use it elsewhere, get video tracks. So that's then the next step that we would go. Get video tracks. Yeah, so there's that media stream that we have. We had again, and then it is live. Yep, unsurprisingly, it's a video. That's the label. It's not muted. So the ACS SDK is actually just is doing all the interaction with these underlying types. Now, I'm just curious. So if we go 0.stop, what happens now? Cool. So that stopped the remote video, and then is there a start? Maybe not. maybe I've just killed that one. Cool. Might need to reload. Actually, well, let's get stash. Actually, let's just say here. Yeah, we gotta work out why it's now doing 4. It wasn't doing 4 before. Frustrating. just reconnect the OBS machine. And you can join the call again. Whoa, it's like, it's going whack at the moment. Oh, hang on a sec. I think I know. Let's leave that unstashed at the minute. Maybe it's getting a little bit too aggressive in the participant updating. Yeah, because that participant is being added multiple times. Let's get a display name change and is speaking for the minute. Not interested in who's speaking. Live cam. Live cam. That audio device. Yep. Okay. So these two slices that I've added here. You're right, Beto. Are they including? They won't be including the original participant because so we're saying slice everything up into the index of, so like 0 to 2, and so like, and that's not that's exclusive, not inclusive. I think it's going to be the display name change. That's what was causing the problem there. It might not have been finding the participant properly. I think it's going to be this line here that's the problem, and we're going to chuck in a debugger statement. Actually, no, we shouldn't need the debugger statement there. Live cam. Helps if you stick the breakpoint in. So I actually wanted a breakpoint there. Okay. So now the remote participant. So we don't have any remote participants. So index of is going to be -1. And let's just validate. So remote participants dot slice 0, -1 or index. Yep. Spread that, and then we do participant, and then remote participants dot index of index +1 +1. Oh, whoops, sorry, it's not index of, that was slice. So so I know the index is -1. So maybe there should be some intelligence that says, hey, if index is -1, you don't need to do the rest of it because it wasn't found. We can just cat it to the end. But realistically, it won't make a whole lot of difference until we find maybe where. Yes, actually, you're right. We probably want to do -1 + 1, which is going to be 0, which means that we may end up adding a whole bunch of stuff that we don't need to re-add. So let's just continue on. So we come back in. The video stream has updated. And oops, step over. Actually, I want the breakpoint on there. I don't want it on the index creation because I care about what index is. So index is still -1, but remote participants. So who's in our remote participant list? We have OBS, and the participant we're looking at here is XSplit. We have 2 copies of OBS because we've possibly double added them. It's because of that. Let's start again. Because I think I might have missed a breakpoint that I wanted. I think I might have killed that tab. What I might have actually wanted, instead of doing index of, is do find index, which I can then provide a lambda statement so I can control how it detects the item, and then detect on something more intelligent. Let's come back to live cam. Okay, so we don't have any remote participants, and index is -1. Okay, so now now we are adding that to state. F8. Remote participants has now been updated, and it has added OBS once, twice. So something has happened in between that's resulted in the remote participant adding that user multiple times. I think we need to debug this connected state as well, because that's also where we're setting remote participants. Oh wow, on one of the other windows that I haven't been refreshing, it's going pretty crazy. Return that. Okay, so we're going to stick a breakpoint there, and then remote participants. So we're going to set. So where do we set them? We set them on connected. We set them on disconnected. We might set them on speaker changed. We set them on display name changed. Is muted, and it initializes as an empty array. Okay, so I think it's something to do with the way that the connected is being done. Okay, so we're going to come up and let's put a breakpoint on connected as well. Okay, so we have a breakpoint that gets hit for display name changed, which is fine, and this is where we're adding OBS. Could use identifier as a test. Okay, and then I think my breakpoints. My breakpoints didn't work properly. Log adding participant dot display name. No. Has connected. Yeah. Console.log statements. And then we're going to do because yeah, it didn't like that breakpoint didn't hit, and it should have hit. Who needs these like fandangled debugging of like breakpoints and things like that? We'll just do. It's not as bad as like alert-based debugging, which what I originally did. Okay, so the participant's display name changes first. So let's have a look. What is because they're in a connecting state. Ah, that's why. So the participant is in a connecting state. And that's when we add them, and now I'm adding them. Yeah, okay. No, I understand what I've done wrong here. So the participant has connected, and that like where. Well, what I really need to be doing is actually just executing this code a lot more than I'm currently doing it. So the state, because there's a lot of things that, a lot of states that a participant goes through. So we've got connecting, connected, idle, lobby, and on hold. So when they're connecting, we're going to add the remote participant. Actually, we could just do it like this. And then break. So when they're connecting, we will add them to the list of participants. I mean, they'll never be there because I think this is the first event at least this is the first event that we're dealing with. But the problem is that display name change, they might also they're coming in and connecting. My expectation is that they hit this connecting event, then they go display name changed, then they go connected, then they go to mute status changed, then potential video stream updates and stuff like that. So it's about making sure that that we're adding things to the state at the right point throughout the life cycle. And that's what I think I was missing, was that we were adding the user when I've killed that tab, so create a new tab. I was adding the user in that display name change when the state of that user was that they were connecting, not connected, so they didn't already exist. So that then when we hit the let's turn off my breakpoints because I don't need them anymore, because I'm confident I fixed the bug. When they hit the connected event from our pipeline, it was like, hey, that user is now connected, so we can so now that they've connected, we'll add them to the list, but they were already in the list. Look at that. Excellent. There we go. So that was the problem. We were adding things out of order. So now, and this is actually probably a lot better now, because so when they're connecting, we add them, and then their display name changes, because maybe when they first hit the connecting event, let's actually put the breakpoint here, and we'll have a look at what does the participant look like at connecting. Yeah. Let's just reload. See if we can get our breakpoints back. Okay, there we go. And then, so the connecting event, let's have a look at the connected event. And then we'll put these other breakpoints back in, then we'll here and here. Okay, so now the breakpoints didn't even fire. Of course. Yeah, I'm going to assume that the display name is not set, or it's not properly set at that point in time. Okay, I go remove all breakpoints. Then video streams updated again. We probably want to do this same sort of thing. Like, we're actually just going to go like hyper aggressive on using this function. And it is a lot of copy and paste code. Maybe I could like log it out. I could pull it out to a separate function, but copy and paste driven development works well enough. Oops, what am I doing there? Join call. All right. Okay, I need to reload this other browser that I've got a bug in. OBS. The OBS had had the broken build where it was like duplicating everything, and then it kept reloading, and I would have had probably 30 views of the same thing. So I can now mute myself. Oh no, sorry, I've got to bring back in that fix to show the icon. But if I mute on the other screens, they come through and we get that updated. Excellent. If we disable camera and bring it back, there we go. The camera's there. Excellent. Everything is just like, it's starting to work properly. Happy dance. Commit. Fixing problem when adding the remote participant way too many times. And then we'll stash pop and then add, actually, no, let's test this change from the browser again. So this should, like this change will then allow us to toggle the camera state and show it both locally and remote. So we'll join that call. So we are not muted. If we toggle, I mute myself, but I'm duplicating myself, which means that I'm not disposing of something properly. We'll get to that in a minute, but let me bring over one of the remote ones. We'll just pop that to the side. Now if we toggle the microphone off, so this should then toggle A's state on my remote machine. No, it's not. Does the remote machine cascade through? Yes. Oh, wait, no, that one hasn't been updated for a while. That's probably why. Let me just check another one. Yeah. Let's bring this one over. This is the one I just recently reloaded. And we'll see that A now toggles off and on. I just need to fix the local video stream so that we, well, don't end up with a lot of local video streams. The most likely reason for that to be happening is, actually, let's first commit that change, showing the local mic mute state as well as remote. Now the reason that error is probably happening is that the way that we get rid of the camera and the way that we hide it is that we have this remote video display, and then we have this toggle availability function that is then called on the availability change of each of the video streams. So realistically, someone's only ever going to have one video stream, and that is their webcam. But if you implemented screen sharing, which ACS supports, but we won't be implementing in this application, that would be the other stream that comes through. Now, that stream by default is not available until you actually actively screen share, and that's why if we have a look into the remote participant, let's just close that. Like our remote participants here, it's going to be on, where is it? Active call context. We go Remote Participants OBS has 2 streams. One of those streams is the it's a connected. If we does it it's not digging deep enough into the object graph, but it will tell us that whether that is the video or the screen share. Now when the availability changes, you need to display or remove that camera or that video stream. So we can just hide it and show it, and just do display available, like display none, display block. And that works for just hiding and showing the camera. But if you were to toggle the camera state, though, off, on, off, on, off, on, what it doesn't do is deal with the fact that, well, your remote, your video element also needs to be removed from the DOM. And for that, we use the render view. So this is the renderer is the thing that renders the stream to the DOM element. The render view is the visible version of that, which we then append to a DOM element. So that's putting the div in place. We then call render view.dispose. That then, what that'll do is that will remove that DOM element from the DOM hierarchy. So it's gone. And that's why, so that was the bug that I had at the end of the last stream, where it kept showing multiples of the camera, and as you would hide and it would vanish, but then you would show the remote camera again, and then it would duplicate because we weren't disposing of the original video feed. So I've implemented that in this remote video display, but I haven't implemented that in the local video display. So this local video stream, I'm going to hope but it doesn't actually have. Well, that's annoying. I was hoping that it would give me like an event that I could wire up against. No. This is going to need to know something about the stream so that it knows to do, it knows to dispose. Now, I wonder if on our call, so where's call? Let's put that here. Let's go to the definition of call. Local video stream. So start video, stop video. Local video streams updated. Maybe that's it. I'm just because there's nothing on a local video stream that says that it's visible. So we need to do something to, well, make it go away. Wait, this stop video stream is a promise, so let's just do, let's make this async, and then we'll just await on that, and then we probably can await on that one because it'll be a promise as well, await on that. And then I want to have a look at what are the call local video streams. Like what do they look like after we've stopped them all? But toggling the camera shouldn't actually be... No, that shouldn't have been the cause that I was seeing there. Let's join this call. Okay, so everyone's in. Let's clear out our messages. So we don't have any. Oh, I should have added that back in. Components, where is our calling context? No, our call, it's this one, local video streams, which is that video stream. Yeah, it doesn't give me anything. But why? Okay. No, that's fine. Oops. The question is more, why, when we toggle our microphone state, does it result in an entirely new video rendered? So it's in here. So it comes into there. Oh, because that's why. Because the name prop has changed. That wasn't needed. At least I reckon that's why. And let's see. Join call. Yeah. Okay, that was a simple fix. That bug was caused because I had a dependency of this effect, which was actually not being used in that effect. So the dependency of the effect of what causes that effect to run. This effect should only run when the video stream changes, or the video ref, so that DOM element that we've got down here, or when that changes. So the video, and it should probably also unmount the video element, but no, I don't think we need to. It doesn't seem to be causing a problem. Let's add the video. Oops. And then we'll add the other thing that was just a promise support better in a moment. Removing excess, remove unneeded dependency on hook, and getting all async. All right. The last thing that I want, other than just kind of fix up the layout and things like that, is a way for us to leave the call. Because right now we can't leave the call without reloading the browser. So it'd be kind of nice if we could do that. Leaving a call is actually, hopefully, I've just said it, haven't I? It's going to be easy, right? It's not going to be easy, I bet. Stack item, just going to make these sit a little bit better with each other. Tab that in, and then we'll put a stack item here. There we go, and then we're going to create a stack item, and then inside of this one is going to be our hang up button. Button leave. Yeah, we'll worry about that in a moment. Oh, bottom, button. Okay, now what we need to do is on click call, which we have access to, hang up. Ooh, I wonder what options we can pass. Wonder what the hang up options are. What's the hang up call for everyone? Oh, I can terminate the call for everyone if I want, but let's not do that. We'll do for everyone false. That is probably going to be an async call. Yep, because it's JavaScript, so we should have it as an async call. And then we will wait on that, and then we're going to need to import history and do some navigation from here. So we'll const history equals use history from React router hooks, and we are going to go history dot push hang up. I haven't got the hang up route implemented yet. We can come back. We'll come back and do that. But let's just see if this works successfully. And also, you know, we'll do styling and all that kind of stuff. If we get time, we've got about 15 minutes left that we're going to go for. Okay, join the call. We have leave. It looks suitably ugly. Let's bring this one side by side. Pop you there. Close the dev tools for a minute. So what we should see is the live cam, leave the call. It did, and it duplicated the XSplit. Oh, but of course it did. But of course. But of course. I totally have, like, I have massive amounts of sympathy for the Skype team and the Zoom team and the Teams team and all those teams. Because they work in the browser, right? Like Zoom, well, actually no, Zoom doesn't. So it's probably a little bit easier because you're not, like, state management in a desktop application is a lot easier because, well, they have state on them. But, well, you know, the things like Zoom, things like Skype and Teams, which have browser components to them. Well, that's, have I killed my call? Oh no, I think I will have killed that call. Wow, I need to start again. Oh, and that call had been doing me such a good job. Live cam, you are the initiator of a new call. This is what everyone is joining now. OBS. And XSplit will join as well. Split. There we go. There is OBS. They are in. And then we'll join that one. And I think the XSplit camera died basically immediately. So, oh no, there it is. It is still working. Fantastic. So, well, let's do a quick implementation of a page for when we are hung up. Hang up.tsx port React from React hang up return h1 you left the call export default hang up and into app.tsx we will import the hang up page and we'll do it as a protected route because you're still like you're kind of there but you're kind of not there. Actually, maybe we'll leave the group ID in there for a moment. We'll do hang up and that will also take hang up. So we'll do on the call controls, they'll actually navigate to hang up slash yep, we get that param const group ID, which is use params, and then group ID. Now, the reason that I've placed it where I've placed it is that I think it's from call. I know I don't have that still open. Where's the definition of call? Now, I think it's on call that we can rejoin. No, maybe it's not on call. So maybe to rejoin, we would go back to the I'm gonna end core in. So just like looking at what properties there. So on the call agent, we could then rejoin the call using the same set of information. So that's on user call settings. That's where we have our call agent. I believe it's easier if I'm looking out. No, calling context provider and then user call settings. Yeah, so this one, so that's going to be outside of the active call context because, well, it's no longer in an active call. Actually, connect probably shouldn't be an active. Probably the only thing that should be an active call context is join. Sorry, not join, is yeah, it should be like that, I think. Now I might have just gone and like completely broken the application. But the active call context, so this is like components that have access to a current running call. They should be there, whereas I don't think we need an active call there. We only want it for, yeah. Okay, so if we're on hang up, we have the user call settings. So we'll have their like the mic and the camera that they've previously selected and their display name. So we could then have them rejoin the call. And that's kind of what I wanted to do. So we will start by creating a stack from there. No, leave that in there. Then we will go P, you left the call successfully. Boom. Okay, and then we can do const call agent equals use calling context. Then we'll do P. Actually, no, not a P. We'll just chuck in a button. Button on click equals. So this button will allow us to rejoin the call. Rejoin call button. Button. Okay, so hang on a sec. No, not on calling context. No, not on calling context. I think I want on user call settings. Is that where do we establish the call? Let's come back into join. Primary join call. Join call comes from active. Oh no, it does need to be an active call context. Interesting. Why is that on active call context? So hang on a sec, what does join call do? Call to, connect to call. Connect to call is up here. Okay, no, so I did actually break the application by doing that refactoring back there. Yeah, that's why. It's because I want the call to be pushed onto here, so it will be the active call context. I think maybe like my context might not be ideal for what they're all representing, because I kind of think of active call context as the active call, not just what you would use to activate a call, but it's kind of doing that too. The state that it's exposing is the current call. But it's like the join call should probably happen from somewhere else, maybe. Oh, I don't know. Because yeah, you've got start call, join call, remote participants, local video streams. Like those are all the things that you want available from the call context. Sorry, from an active call. But yeah, I suppose it makes sense. Okay, so what does join call require? Join call doesn't require, it just requires the group ID. Awesome. Let's come back here into app. We will copy this out. We will get co app.tsx. Because, like I said, I did break that one quite badly. Hang up. We will import, no. Import hang up from /pages hang up. Or only a few minutes left before I wrap up for the day. So we won't be using the calling agent. We will be join call equals use active call context and then group ID, which will be from the use params. Import that, remove that. Yep. Declare but never read, and this will be join call group ID. Right. Oh, hang on a sec. I need to specify that, don't I? And then on the call controls, need to also do that. Oh, I didn't. There we go. Also forgot to add that to the import. There we go. So now we've got the group ID. Because I'm using TypeScript, I've just got to define what the parameters are, and there's a group ID, which is technically an optional string, but I don't think it will ever actually be optional. I can't remember why I did as an optional string elsewhere. Okay, let's start again. I successfully left the call. Did I just put that all on the wrong page? Hang up. Group ID. If not group ID, we're going to need to import history. Actually, there'll never be a reason that you would end up here without a group ID. There we go. Now, why did join call show you, like, prompt me to reconnect? Whoops, because I did that. I forgot that I'd done multiple routes. Okay, all good. Fixed. Live cam. We can join this call. Now, let's wait for everyone. Let's see. There we go. Okay, cool. I'm definitely in. Now, if I leave the call, I should be able to click rejoin call and come back in. And yes, it didn't probably dispose of the local video streams, but that's more going to be an order of execution problem on Hangup. So Hangup is not disposing of things properly, because like quite literally we didn't implement any dispose. So I should probably go through and stop all the local video streams as well. Yeah, so we could let's grab this chunk of code and then we'll hang up for me. We'll go through all the local video streams. We'll hang up on everyone. Well, we'll disconnect all the videos, which then should remove them from my video list. Leave once we confirm that we're all here. Okay, leave. Local video is already off. Well, yeah, because I've left the call. Okay, well, that mostly worked. Famous last words at end of the stream. How did it go? It mostly worked. We were mostly able to leave the stream. Oh wait, no, that's not gonna work. Hang up. So you can land here, and then we could go rejoin the call, and then that's actually gonna be like, that's not a good idea. I'm gonna wrap it up there for today and for this series. I'm gonna continue doing just some little tweaks here and there, fix the styling and stuff like that. So if you're checking out the Git repo, keep an eye on updates that are going to come through there. I also will look to, I've been writing up some blog posts around what we've been building and things that we've learned along the way. So I will look to get some of that stuff all finalized, and if there's any other features that I add, I'll look to add those as blog posts as well. If I do come across anything that I think is particularly interesting, or I like look at adding anything overly complex, maybe I'll come back to that idea you had, Ben, about like how, like, could we do slicing of the video as it's coming through? Then I'll just kick off a stream. So yeah, keep an eye out on Twitch. I might do some ad hoc streams with this, but for like the official ceremonies that is this series, we're gonna wrap it up there. It's been fun. I've learnt a pretty good amount of stuff, like with React itself as well. Like there was a couple of things that I didn't realize or had never thought about, how you would deal with like events that are happening outside of the React workflow, and making sure that things that are observing those are getting notified appropriately, especially with objects that are not happening or that aren't really receiving those events. So like we saw today, using the spread operator to decompose and reconstruct the arrays, even though the objects didn't actually change that were going into the arrays, just forcing the arrays to be refreshed and then resulting in state. Yeah, so it's been fun. It's been interesting. And yes, I plan on having a good holiday. I'm going to be spending a week up at the beach, so that'll be good. Let us know if you ever do get up to Sydney again, Ben, and I'll let you know if/when I'm back down in Melbourne. Given that we are now allowed to travel to each other's states, sure that there'll be a point in time that one of us will be traveling in directions. We've just got to make sure that it's not overlapping. I'm not down in Melbourne when you're up in Sydney. But for now, enjoy the rest of the afternoon and the rest of your week.